For this video, we are going to talk about badges, attendance, and members. In my Schoology course, on the left-hand side menu, you'll see badges, attendance, and members right there, accessible for all facilitators or admins of your course. I'm going to select the badges, and you'll see that I will see my students' names in this left-hand column. I also will see badges that are available for my course. This is just a few of the pre-created Schoology badges. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of these just so you can see what it looks like. And once I add badges, I can start awarding them to students. I can click on the down arrow underneath one badge and award it to all, revoke from all, or delete. Or if this student received leadership, this one might be participant, and this one might be both, I can just click in the cells by the badge and the student's name. There are already pre-created badges from Schoology, and I'm going to click on this button that says Add Badges and click on Schoology Badges so you can see all of the badges. It grays out badges I've already added to my course to make it easier for me to know which ones to add. So I'm just going to add one more. It's Problem Solver. I'm going to apply it to both my students just so you can see that process. But there may be an instance where I want to create a badge specific to my class. We might have created a name for our classroom. So, super students, and I might want to create a badge about that. Or there might be a topic that we've all learned about and I want to award my students a badge. Depending on the age of your students, they get very excited about badges, and any badge awarded to them will show up in their profile. So if I want to create a new badge, I'm going to select Create New Badge. I'm going to put a name for it. And just put a description or a message. I'll need to create and upload my own image. So I could use a free resource like Canva and create the image I want for this, or I could find an image that I would have the copyright permission to use and upload that as well. So here's an image that I have pre-created, and then I can determine what shape I want that badge to be. So I'm going to click on the zigzag, click on the star. I think I really like the zigzag, and I can change the color to something that looks good with the image that I've uploaded. So once I determine everything is all set, I'm going to submit it. Will automatically pop it into my course. And I've done a session with my students on digital citizenship. So we've done a unit on this, and they're all doing great. And I've assessed all my students. I'm just going to go ahead and award all of them this badge. Another thing you'll notice, this is a badge that I created. The menu, when you click on the pull down arrow, is a little different. I can save this to resources or copy to other courses. If I save it to my resources, it will stay up in my resources to whenever I need it this year, next year. I can copy to courses. So it's a nice feature for you to create customized badges for your learners. Think about things that you might want to do for social emotional learning, mindsets, maybe your classroom expectations, things like that. You can customize your badges for that. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about attendance. Attendance, using Schoology for attendance may depend on your district policy. So I would check with your district. Also, many districts use a student management system where attendance is taken. So this may be a redundant part of Schoology that you might not be using, as well as it depends on if you've connected your student information system or gradebook system to Schoology to pull this information out. So it's up to you whether you want to do this, but I would check with your district, and it does depend on how your district policy is. So you'll see, I can see my students, and if I hover over them, I'll see if they have any absences, late, or excused absences. I can also add a comment. Today is the 4th, so I'm going to select here and make sure I get the green check mark because a great student is in session, but test student was late. And you'll see the icons here with their explanation. It's a very basic system. I can print out, I can look at a calendar view if I want to do that to see how my students are doing. But this is just a very basic attendance process. I'm going to save the changes because I have made changes and now it says saved. And that's really just about it for the attendance. Just double check with your district on how they want to do that. Some teachers find this very helpful when they're doing virtual meetings. They might use this for virtual meetings and not for other attendance purposes for the district. The next thing we're going to talk about is members. So I'm going to select on members, and you'll see that I am listed here at the very top, and I have this shield with the star. That means I am the administrator of the course. And then my 2 students are enrolled in this course. This is where all my members will show up. I can select on just members, and that will only show my students who are enrolled, or I could select on admin if I want to filter it that way. Keep in mind that if you are using Enterprise, you will most likely be connected to a student management system, and your courses will automatically be rostered and your students will automatically be enrolled in your class. And things will, if a student changes courses or moves to a different school district, it is removed from your student information system. It will automatically sync and update with Schoology. So I have my members here. Again, in this green box, I have my access code. If I want anybody else to join, I can copy that access code. Once I get midway into the semester and I don't think I'm going to have any other students joining, I can reset that if I want. But I don't really worry about that too much because I don't know why somebody would want to try to join my course if they weren't truly supposed to be there. The gear next to the names, I can remove myself as admin or unenroll. If I click on the gear next to the students, this is where I can send a student a personal individual message that nobody else will see. And once I send it, I could go ahead and it's going directly to that student. I could put a subject message, attach a file, a link, or go get something from my resources. Once I hit send, the student will get a notification on their envelope in the upper toolbar. Another thing that I could do is I could preview the course through that student. I could change their password. Please keep in mind, this may need to be changed if you have Enterprise. You might not be able to change passwords for students, or I could unenroll this student. Same with this one, except I could make this one an admin. This student was brought in, this account was brought in from a different account. That's why I can make that an admin. If you have a supporting teacher that you want to help with your course, you would simply give them the access code, and once they join, and they would select join as a teacher, they would be able to make them an admin. Also, on the right-hand side, you'll see in this green box, we have parent access codes. Check with your district again if they want to allow parents to have access. Some districts are waiting for that. And it depends also if they're using another grade book to link with Schoology and the grades are going there, or it's just a district policy. Each parent will receive a unique code for their student for them to log into your course. If parents have access, it means that they are only seeing their students' work and comments and to discussion questions and so forth. They do not see any other students' work or comments. Now, there is a nice feature within Schoology within both the Enterprise and Basic version. If I click on this dotted box up here, it says organize members into grading groups. This is how I create groups to differentiate my students. So I'm going to click on add grading group, and I can say group A, and I can select a student to be part of that group. Obviously, I would select more. I only have a couple students enrolled in this course, and I want to show you how it looks. I'm going to create that grading group, and I can see that my student is in group A. Students can be in multiple groups. And this allows me, when I create an assignment, to assign this assignment to a specific group, or I can assign it to an individual student. But it's a nice feature because I can definitely differentiate with my students. I'm just going to create a couple more groups here so you can see the process, and you'll see that the groups do show up. And then for project C, I'm going to enroll both my students. Now, anything that I share with my students, I have access to, I can see it. It's not going to be hidden from me, even if I create groups. So you'll see that both of these students are in a project group. So maybe I'm having them work on a project together, and I can provide specific materials for them and have it assigned just to them. You can individually assign folders, assignments, links, anything like that that you want to individually assign to students. You can do that right by creating those resources, but also creating groups to help you keep those groups organized. And that is it for badges, attendance, and membership.